So I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and we were talking about forgiveness. And so I want to share with you three things that I believe you need to know about true forgiveness. The first thing you have to realize is that forgiveness takes consistency. A lot of times we want to say, yeah, I forgive you, but then we're not carrying that true forgiveness in our heart. We're just speaking the words. And so our inner conversation, our inner thoughts, and our inner feelings aren't really aligned with what we said. Maybe you said it just so that the argument can be over with, or you can move on and try to wash over it. But at the end of the day, when you wash over a problem by saying that you forgive somebody for something that you believe they wronged you for, and you don't truly forgive them in your heart, you're poisoning yourself. You're causing yourself anxiety. You're causing yourself dis-ease. You're losing your peace because you're not being truthful about the fact that you forgive them. And maybe in the moment you're like, you know what? I am going to forgive you. This is something that I know because I know that forgiveness is for me. So I'm going to do this. But then you don't keep thinking that. And so you find yourself having these thoughts about this other person that, why did they do that? Or you keep reliving the moment or the incident that caused you to feel hurt in the first place. And so you have to give consistent attention to the fact that you want to forgive somebody for something that you feel that they've wronged you for. And you have to constantly go over that. Like a great exercise to do if you truly want to forgive somebody is to take a moment and sit down and think about all of the reasons why you like them or why you love them or why you even allowed them in your space in the first place. Instead of highlighting all of the things that are wrong and negative about them, sit down and highlight the things that drew you to them, that attracted you to them, and understand that at some point in y'all's relationship, whether it be a coworker relationship, a marriage, a friendship, a family member, at some point there was something that they did for you that you were grateful for, or there was something that they did for you that you benefited from. Even if you were put up for adoption and you never met your parents, guess what? You're here. So you can be grateful for the fact that you have life and that you're still here today when a lot of people didn't make it to today. So if you want to be able to forgive someone, you have to be consistent in your efforts of forgiving them until you no longer feel that darkness in your heart and you no longer have those inner conversations of emotional connection in a negative way to what's happened to you by them. The second thing you have to understand is that forgiveness, it requires self-interrogation. Like you need to get in front of a mirror and you need to really sit down, pull the light in your face and ask yourself, what's wrong? Why is it that they did something and it offended you? Why does that hurt you? Why are you still upset? Why are you holding on to it? Because there's a reason that you keep reliving that pain and that trauma that happened from that relationship or from that argument or from that abuse or from anything. You can be riding down the road and somebody cuts you off and now you're angry. Then you show up at work 20-30 minutes later who somebody cuts you off and you're telling everybody who'll listen about this fool on the interstate that cut you off in traffic and almost caused you to have an accident. And you're just in this rage when the person who cut you off probably didn't even mean to do it, and they've gone on about their day happy-go-lucky and living life. What is it that you're finding in that place of rage, in that place of anxiety, in that place of feeling down that you're drawn to? So you have to be really honest with yourself, because when you don't forgive somebody, it's only causing harm to you. It's not causing harm to them. They're going on about their day. They're not thinking about you, but you're obsessed with them. You're obsessed with what they did to you, and you'll tell anybody who will listen. But if you want true forgiveness, then you have to understand why what they did has you feeling offended or upset or angry or sad or hurt. What is it that you're attaching from yourself to that thing that the person did that has you held captive and you can't truly forgive? The third thing you got to understand is that forgiveness is not for the person who did the thing, it's for you. Like I heard Zig Ziglar, he said this. He said, a person doesn't die from a snake bite. It's the venom that kills them. You can get bit by a snake and still live, but it's the venom that's surging through their veins that kills them. And that's the same thing as unforgiveness. You're not going to die from the offense that the person did or the thing that you think they did that wronged you. That's not what's going to kill you. What's going to kill you, what's going to eat away at you, what's going to cause you depression and misery and anguish, anxiety, and all of this other negativity in your life is the fact that you're allowing that unforgiving venom to flow through your veins, to flow through your energy. And now you're not able to move forward and become the person that you were created to be because you're still holding on to something from the past that somebody else did that probably aren't even thinking about. Somebody you could have loaned money to, and they never paid you back. You loaned them $279.26, and you remember exactly when you loaned it and how you got it to them. Now they then moved on with their life. It's 7 years now past that you've loaned them that money, and they plumb forgot about it. But you're sitting there holding on to it, like, well, I don't know why they doing all this. They still owe me $200 something and $7.26. And all of that venom is just causing you to live in a place that you don't want to live in. You're attracting energy to you that you don't want to attract. So you have to understand that the forgiveness isn't for the other person. It's for your own health. It's for your own peace of mind. It's for your own safety. It's for your own peace and joy and love. You can't even enjoy being in the moment with your kid because you're still upset at your kid's dad. You got to forgive him for whatever it is and let it go so that you can truly enjoy the beautiful blessing that y'all created together. And that you can nourish that kid and help that kid grow into somebody who's even better than both of y'all put together. Don't allow the venom of unforgiveness to be your downfall. Now, here's my bonus tip for you, because somebody needs to hear this. And I don't know who you are, but you really need to hear this. People who go out of their way to tell somebody that they forgive them, that's a clear sign that they haven't truly forgiven them. So for instance, let's say you did something and you didn't even really know that you'd done something to offend somebody, or maybe you did. You offended somebody, you hurt their feelings, and you haven't asked for forgiveness for it. But then out of nowhere, they come at you 3 months down the line and they're like, hey, they call you up or they send you a message. I just want to let you know I forgive you. Okay. You want me to say thank you? And so what's happening is that person has been living with this entire time, and they're telling you that they forgive you because they haven't truly forgiven you yet. They're still reaching and searching for something from you. They want you to own up to something that you did. Or maybe you're the person who's out there going out of your way to tell somebody who did something to you, hey, I just want to let you know that I forgive you. No, if you forgive somebody, that's for you and God. You don't have to tell them unless somebody comes up to you or calls you or texts you and says, hey, I know I did X, Y, and Z. Will you please forgive me? That's when you tell them, yes, I forgive you. But if they don't come asking for it, you don't go seeking them out to try to tell them. Like you out here in the woods trying to hunt somebody down saying, hey, I forgive you. I forgive you. No, that's a sign that there's still something in your heart against that person. And that's going to require you to go back to that self-interrogation and see what it is that you're holding on to that you need to release. So anytime you go out of your way to forgive somebody that didn't ask for your forgiveness, or anytime somebody comes to you to forgive you that you didn't ask for their forgiveness, it's a sign that forgiveness hasn't really settled in. And that venom is still raging through their veins. But comment below. If you're thankful that God woke you up this morning, just drop a come through so I can know that we on the same page. And stay tuned for more videos like this because I'm going to keep them coming. She gone.